Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to African Metaphysical Center for Spiritual Healing, Body, Mind, and Spirit Development. I am your host, Kwame Ra, your metaphysical practitioner, Reiki master, Qigong instructor, bond practitioner, and mystic. Today's topic is the beings behind the chaos. Stick with me on this one. There are beings behind this chaos, and if you want to understand them, you don't need a lecture hall. You need a comic book. Stick with me. Green Lantern knew. In that mythology, the Green Lantern Corps draws its power from will, pure focus, willpower channeled through the emotional spectrum. But will has an opposite, and that opposite has a name, parallax. The entity of fear itself, a living embodiment of terror that doesn't just scare people, it feeds on them. It possesses minds. It spreads like a plague through panic, through dread, through the moment a person will collapse into fright. That's not just a comic book villain. It's a blueprint. Here's my take. Chaos isn't just a tactic. Chaos is food, and fear is the main course. Certain forces, call them what your tradition calls them, lower astral entities, unseen forces, energies that exist outside the physical but feed directly off of it, operate exactly like parallax. They don't need your belief. They need your fear. They don't create energy. They can't. They only harvest it. And terror is the easiest harvest there is, because a mind gripped by fear stops thinking and starts transmitting. Think about how parallax actually wins in that story. Not through strength, but through infection. It finds the crack in a strong will and pours itself in. Hal Jordan, the character himself, fell into it once. The greatest Green Lantern consumed by fear after enough loss, enough chaos, enough despair stacked on his shoulders. That's the warning. Even the willful fall, if the fear is engineered relentlessly enough. That's who's behind the chaos in the world too. Not just the hands moving the pieces on the physical board, but what sits behind them, what those hands unknowingly feed. Every manufactured crisis, every panic cycle on your screen, every moment they need you afraid instead of aware, it's parallax logic. Fear as fuel, fear as weapon, fear as food. But here's the part comic books got right, and here's the turn. The antidote to fear was never the absence of fear, it was will. Green Lantern power doesn't come from never being afraid. It comes from a ring that responds to those who overcome fear anyway. Willpower is the answer to parallax. Not denial, not avoidance, not a disciplined mind that refuses to transmit terror, even when terror is present. This is why the elders taught that what they thought. This is why the true teachers spoke on the beings being behind the chaos, because knowledge of self is the ring of the Green Lantern. Discipline over your own emotional spectrum is the ring. The moment you master your will, you become indigestible to the entity that feeds on fear. Peace then is not passive. Peace is a ring you put on, a decision to generate a frequency chaos can't consume. So study the game, both seen and unseen. Guard your will like it's the last light in a dark sector, because it is. Refuse to be the meal. The chaos was never the point. The chaos was the harvest. And your will is the only light that stops the feeding itself. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you follow me. Until next time, ashe, ashe, ashe.